Hello, Aquarius. Welcome back. I hope you've all been doing well. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get a reading out for you for the first week of the year. I was kind of burnt out. Just really wasn't feeling it. But we're back. Let's get into your reading. All right. Starting off, how are we looking? What kind of energy are we carrying into the week? Okay. So, looks like you're kind of in the same boat that I was in last week, where you're a bit burnt out. It's sort of a feeling of like you've been doing so much, constantly carrying more burden than you rightfully should have been. Now it's kind of hard for you to really work up the passion, the motivation, the ambition. You don't have it within you right now to do the things that you need to be doing. Let's hope that gets better. All right. Okay. As for what is potentially posing a problem here, so I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you being burnt out probably means you need a break. Unfortunately, it looks like that break really isn't an option right now. It sort of looks like you taking a break right now kind of, I think would really set you back in a lot of ways that you're just not really comfortable with accepting. So, despite the fact that you really want this break, you can't take it, and that's kind of putting more strain on you. Let's hope this gets better. All right. In your subconscious, what are you thinking about? Okay. Honestly, it kind of feels like this doesn't have to be how it really is. Take it how it resonates, but it's generally the feeling of, let's say you've been working at this job for 2 years now, and all of a sudden 4 or 5 of the like 12 workers that you have just quit, and everybody else has responsibilities that they need to tend to urgently. And so the responsibility to train the new people that are getting onboarded has been left up to you. And it's kind of like you have to train all of these people in completely different fields, in completely different areas. So this person needs to be trained on this, and this one on this, and this one on this, and so on and so forth. So it kind of looks like you're just really thinking through sort of the best way to approach this, which this whole situation is probably a lot of why you're as burnt out as you are. Like, what the heck? I've got my stuff that I need to be doing, and now I need to help all these people do what they're doing. Like, come on, man. In your past, yeah, in your past, same thing essentially. Sort of overdoing it, but also not really having a choice. I mean, I don't think it's so much that you didn't really have a choice, but that's not it, but that is it, if that makes sense. Like, yes, other people could have helped you do this, other people could have taken on some of the responsibility, but, well, I'm kind of the best person for this right now, so I mean, just, to make things easier on everybody else and just for the sake of convenience, I'll do it. So you kind of stepped up to the plate, having to do something that really puts a strain on you, puts more of a burden on you than you really needed right now. Strong sense of responsibility, though. Kudos to that. All right. Near future, first half of the week. Okay, this is good. So, first half of the week, it sort of, I think the more you do this, you sort of get into a groove where it becomes easier over time. It doesn't pose as much of a challenge as it has been. It's sort of, you can bounce from, let's keep going with the example. You can bounce from one person to the next. There's no disconnect in between. The path is clear. It's like you've set up train tracks between each person, and it just chugs along. And you drop your resources off here, and then here, and then here, and you're still able to get done what you need to get done in between. So you have a lot going on this week, but you do sort of step into the role very comfortably at some point here. Second half of the week. Okay, yeah. The second half of the week sort of is like the send-off. It's like that you know what you need to be doing now. That's great. Okay, if you have any more questions, feel free to come to me. But this is... The second half of the week is really like a gigantic relief for you. It's like a breath of fresh air, a weight off of your shoulders, because now all of these people, let's say that you've been training, again, take it out resonates, but now they can do what they need to do on their own without you having to hold their hand through every step of the process. So all of that stress that's been put on you is really easing up at this point. All right. Internal influence has been essentially the same thing. You knew full well that this was your role, that this was your responsibility. You were going to do it to the best of your ability. You became someone that could lead people, that could guide people to do what they needed to do. That's not really your job, but it was for at least a moment, and you took on that responsibility well, and you made it happen. Internally, that's kind of what's been driving you here. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm going to step up to the plate and show that I got the ability or the skills necessary to do this. Externally, it's kind of like you've been showing up as the boss. It's not really the case. I just don't really know another way to describe that, but sort of wanting to show these people that you've been helping that yes, you're qualified, and yes, if they listen to you, hey, let's say this is a workplace and you've been training. Keep running with that hypothetical. Sort of, hey, this is a great place to work, and yada yada, so on and so forth. You sort of been like, how do I word this? Showing them how great of an opportunity this is, essentially. I don't know why that was so hard for me to work out in my mind. In your hopes and or fears. Hope. Not typically how that card's read, but sure, we'll take it that way. Just generally the hope that, yeah, I think more so than anything, the hope here is that you want these people to stick around because you don't want to have to do this again. You're over this, so it's sort of hoping that the work that you've put in is going to pay off, and you can. It's time for a break now. You can rest easy. You can relax. Breath of fresh air. It's time to unwind. Let's hope that's really the case. Let's hope all of these people stick around, so that way you don't have to put up with this again. And your outcome. Yeah. Outcome is so good news is there is definitely a break here at the end of it for you. Even after the second half of the week, once you're done with the hand holding, they're still going to come to you for some things. Hey, I don't really know, so on and so forth. It's not a lot. It's not too much. It's like rather than you being the trainer here, it's sort of you're just one of the coworkers now that, oh hey, you've been here for like 2 weeks and you don't know how to do this. Yeah, you do it this way, and it just kind of every once in a while they come to you with something. You're willing to help out, but it's not as much as it has been, and that's really a weight off of your shoulders. You can rest easy now and relax. Let's get you a hero's journey. You've been a bit of a hero, I suppose. So, oh wow, I can't shuffle. Let's pick a number. Actually, I'm feeling the number 25. I've never done this that way. Almost right to it. 25. Whale of a time, your charge is to enlarge. Your quote by Joseph Campbell. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Most people think of the belly of the whale stage of the hero's journey as a dark night of the soul, but it doesn't have to be. The key to finding joy in your connection with the whale aspect, whether you're in its belly or outside admiring it, is twofold. You have the ability to go with the flow and the potential to own your power. When you contemplate the nature of this loving, ancient being we call a whale, envision swimming with it and receiving its wisdom and love. You're reminded that you're a sovereign, wild, and free. The whale is here to remind you that whatever you find yourself in, whenever you find yourself in a challenging circumstance, your charge is to enlarge. Your mandate is to become a heart space so large that all the world can fit within it, i.e., all parts of you and all parts of humanity, with nothing left out. In the belly of the whale, you're reminded to stop resisting and instead open and allow the diversity of life and the entire ocean of emotion of all sentient beings to be celebrated and loved. Your mantra for the week: as I embrace my inner whale, I feel my heart grow as big and deep as the ocean. Okay. There was something that I wanted to take away from that. What was it? I don't remember. Alright, Aquarius, that was your reading for the 8th through the 14th of January. Again, sorry I didn't get a reading out for you last week. I hope this one resonated for you. If it didn't, don't worry, it's not part of your story, but if it did, I hope it helps you with the week ahead. That's all for now. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Peace be with you. Until next time.